Okay, so as you'll know from the last episode of the Green Room, one feature we have on here is called Embarrassing Moments. I didn't have a jingle for it last time, but I still haven't. But I'm going to record one, and I think I'll put it in about here. Ooh, that's embarrassing. So, I don't know how that jingle sounded. I haven't come up with it yet, but...
Just get Dad playing the guitar.
Yesterday. Oh, that's embarrassing. So embarrassing moments. I ask each of my guests, whoever they may be, for an embarrassing moment from their life. Last week we had Dave Petty's embarrassing moment. He set the bar quite high. That was a good one. If you haven't heard it, then go and listen to last episode's podcast. There are also video highlights of that on the Facebook page, so check them out. So Danny Llamosa, start us off.
Well, I've got quite a few embarrassing moments that I probably can't share on here.
I imagine you don't get embarrassed easy though.
I'm not easily embarrassed, and it does when you've got like a father like I've got. Like it's very, very difficult to get embarrassed. Like
I get that. Yeah.
He's done that since embarrassed me and my sister since we were kids. So shouting down. I remember him walking out of a bakery once with a French stick in Ilfracombe, raised it above his head and just started shouting as loud as he could, "I've got the last French stick in Ilfracombe." to which point I just started laughing and my sister's just crossed over and he drove, was it from one end of Carmarthen to the other with his hand on his horn.
Oh my God.
Just because he thought it was funny. And my sister just can't handle it.
That's hilarious.
Things like that I'd say I don't often get embarrassed.
So you were trained well.
Trained very well. So this one would be when I was traveling in Australia. This again, it doesn't even involve a lot of people, but it's still very embarrassing. It was my day before my birthday, or 2 days before my birthday, and I spoke to George about going skydiving, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know," and I know George is can be a bit tight, so I thought, right, if I ring up and book it, he's got to do it. He's got to do it. So we done that for my birthday. So we went into Coffs Harbour, just near Sydney, to go to do this skydive. And we're going up in a plane, and I was, as Wayne previously mentioned, rather large, and the plane was very small. So there was four of us in there. I had the guy strapped to my back. George had the guy strapped to his back, and you sat. I don't know when you done your skydive, but you had to sit on your knees because the plane was so small, and we kept going up and up and up and up and up, and then George jumped out first, and he said, "Right, you got to come back now. You got to come to get to the side of the plane." So I've tried to move my legs, and I couldn't because my legs had gone completely to sleep. When I say completely to sleep, I think Stephen Hawkins would have beat me in a race. They were that sort of. I had nothing. There was, and I'm just going, oh, fuck, and he's going, "Come on, push! You got to push me back." Yeah. All right, mate. So I'm there for, I'm gonna say a good 5 minutes trying to wake my legs up.
And you've probably got a certain amount of time to do it because of the drop zone.
Exactly. So they're going, hurry up, and I'm like, yeah, I'm coming. So I'm trying my best to push me and this guy back on this plane. And I looked at the pilot and he's just looking at his face. You can see he's just thinking, fat bastard. That's exactly what he's thinking. And I'm just going right, trying my best to try and angle it back. George has already jumped. So I've tried to angle my legs back, and I just couldn't. I couldn't physically push me and this guy back. So I managed to do it in the end, and obviously it's all being filmed. So they've opened up the door. So they're right, you're gonna have to go further back. And I'm like, I can't go any further back. It's I've had to throw the guy on the back, pushed him up against the side of the door what we're going to dive out of. He's going as I'm squashing him against him, this 17 stone boy, and this side of the plane. I'm pushing back. The pilot's looking what are you doing? And I can't bring my legs up to swivel round to hang them out the side of the plane. So at this point, the pilot's going hurry up.
Yeah.
He then takes off control of the plane, to help me move. But
What, was like on autopilot or
I don't know.
something?
Yeah, he just sort of like was holding the plane with like one arm and grabbing my legs to sling it out the side of the plane with the other one. And I was like, sort of thinking to myself, like, if this plane goes down, like, it's
You'll be the
because
reason.
I'm too fat to like get my legs out the side of the plane, and I couldn't lift my legs, bend my knees high enough to get them out the side of the plane. And the guy was like, and I just remember just feeling like utter shame, like just sat there. So we're waiting to jump, and you see the pilot just like, do you know what I mean? And I was just like sat there going, right, can we jump out the plane? Like, I didn't want to jump, but I was so like sort of embarrassed about it.
Were there people waiting to jump after you? Were you?
No. But it was just me, the guy, and the pilot. But like the utter sort of
Just awkwardness.
and embarrassment as the pilot had to stop flying the plane to get my fat legs.
That's a wicked pilot though, that you can do that.
Yeah.
But you got out in the end.
I got out in the end, yeah, and we it wasn't spoken about like afterwards until the and there's a video. I can't remember where the video's gone, but there's a video footage of some of it happening.
I was going to ask you if.
So when I've showed people like the video, they're like, "It takes you a while to get out the plane, doesn't it?" And I'm
You're
like,
like,
yeah, literally, yeah. So that for me was like one of my most sort of PC sort of
I love that.
embarrassing moments.
I love that, and you're fairly confident as well, and you're not. I imagine being out of your comfort zone like that was probably horrendous for you.
Yeah, and I'm scared of heights, and I wanted just to jump out the plane.
Yeah,
like,
and be all confident about it, and instead you're like, jelly legs.
and like, I was meant to follow George like quite in behind, but I think he had landed by the time.
So had your legs come back to life when you landed? Because you're supposed to lift your legs up or whatever, aren't you, as you come into London?
But with George, he done 2 trips round, and then you come into a soft landing. But because I was quite heavy, and I was near the top of like the weight limit anyway.
Yeah.
He just done 1, and I just went and just bounced. So I bounced my ass off the bottom of the floor, and I was like, Lenny went, yeah, we couldn't do 2 rounds. He said because of like how heavy you were, and I was like, all right, yeah, nice one, like sort of thanks. Like George went, you'd half come in the ground hard, mate. He said like you hit the ground to come back up again, and he goes, how was it? And I was like, yeah, great. Like it took me like half an hour to get out the plane.
I imagine it was like Jurassic Park, you know, that scene where the Tyrannosaurus Rex goes like that and the water goes like that.
Pretty much. But if I ever go again, I'm gonna take some like butter just to like rub on the sides, not to eat, like just to tie on like just to put on the outside of the plane to get me out the door.